Siddharth Bhamre joins in with his sense of how the futures and options situation is looking as well. And Siddharth, we'll get to the index view in a bit, but it's last 8 minutes. We're talking stocks. Which two trades have stood out for you? What is it that you would recommend traders to do on a couple of very active names?
Yeah, so the first stock which I'm suggesting is IDBI, and I know this stock has already moved up around 5-6% in today's trading session, though has corrected from higher levels. We have seen, Neeraj, that before this announcement of banking sector related to IDBI in month of September, mid of September, this stock has given a huge reaction from from current levels around 55, 57. Stock moved all the way to 90, 95 odd levels, and then market correction brought this stock down. We have seen a huge unwinding of position. Not that there are long or short standing in IDBI. I think the stock is nicely poised to move towards 65, 70 plus levels. So I would suggest to go long in IDBI. The second counter, which I feel is again the stock which had impact from budget perspective, is HDIL in real estate space. A lot of announcement pertaining to housing, affordable housing, which the stock is into. The stock has been consolidating since last couple of weeks, despite in a weaker market scenario, and at current levels I'm sensing a breakout in HDIL. Needless to say that today, because of budget and the related announcement, volumes have been really high, but that's not specific only to this stock. But it is quite possible that this volume breakout can be seen in HDIL if it moves above 62 odd levels. I'm preempting that breakout, and here also I'm expecting substantial upside from current levels in HDIL.
Yeah, real estate have few things going for it as well. Siddharth, some active movers in trade. There could be an ONGC. I could also throw in an Arvind, maybe even throw in a Titan there. We've discussed those stocks from a technical perspective. Based on futures trades, what is it that stands out for you? What is it that in which you would initiate a trade?
No, ONGC, my stop loss got triggered at 207. We were anticipating that that stock may continue its upward trend. But what is the disappointment, and people should know that why stock is correcting. There is an ad valorem duty on ONGC of 4,500 rupees per ton, and because of fall in crude oil prices, this duty was pinching, and there was an expectation that this duty would be converted into percentage. And it was expected by industry that around 8 to 10% would be the cess. But instead of that, it is 20%. But even that 20% would turn out to be less than 4,500 rupees per ton. So I think because it is not 8 to 10% and it is 20%, yes, but still it is less than 4,500 rupees per ton. Yeah, so I think stock should find...
No, Siddharth, I agree with your point. My only point is something that we just had a word in from an oil and gas expert as well. It's not come down as dramatically as people probably wanted, and which is why it was a buy on rumor, a sell on good news. Sadly, though, the good news was not as good as was anticipated. Okay, I think we're getting a couple of other experts as well, and Nikunj is waiting by with the budget wall too. So, Nikunj, firstly to you, and a bit of a role reversal here, but 5 minutes or 4 minutes left for close. What is it that you are monitoring?
Well, Neeraj, all of us have been monitoring only one thing, and the fun, the joy, the excitement or the pain on the budget day always is volatility. Now, what we've really put forward here for the benefit of our viewers, a very simple, easy graph to understand. That's how volatility has moved today. It was flat, then started the budget, then came the realization, followed by a short covering. Net, folks, today, volatility is down. Volatility is down by 7%. So the question, I guess you go to just consider not today, not tomorrow, but for next 4 or 5 days is that, has Nifty made a real bottom? Will today's low now act as a bottom for the Nifty? I think that is very, very crucial. Now, that's how the volatility meter was. We were in the neutral territory, and you've gone to low volatility. Low volatility is good news. Let me put it very simple. For someone who does not track volatility like the way this meter is tracking, low volatility is good news. Now let's look at the heat map. Very interesting, and today it's been an emotional reaction, maybe some degree of adjustment as well. There are two stocks which really stand out, and they really tell you the story. Bad news for Kane, bad news for ONGC. I may sound repetitive with this one because you folks have discussed this one. But look at banks. And in particular, ICICI Bank and IndusInd Bank. They've got nothing to do with recapitalization. there was general fear in banks, and I think the fact that finance minister has decided to stick to his fiscal deficit target maybe has forced a bout of short covering, or this is FI buying. Neeraj, my sense is that foreign investors were waiting for a cue. They were waiting for a cue that in a bad macro world, India is not a bad story. And I think that cue today has come from the fiscal discipline. So in terms of in market messaging, it's not about transaction tax, because that frankly does not change a foreigner's life. It is not about long-term tax not coming through. That does not change if you're coming through the treaty route. Who drives the market? It's foreign investors. They really have the money and they have the liquidity. And from their standpoint, the fiscal deficit target has not been changed. And the immediate reaction is that they bought what they love the most. ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank. Dharmesh Mehta is sitting on the set, so he'll be happy to know that it is also Axis Bank which has gone up. But Dharmesh, maybe it's not the good day to talk about Axis Bank, but it's a good day to talk about that foreign institutional investors are deriving a sigh of relief. Thank you, budget is over, event reaction is done.
I think so, that's the case, because this was a big fear that, what's going to happen in the budget, especially long-term capital gain tax. The event risk is over. We're back to the global markets. India had underperformed in a significant way in this month. Maybe we'll cover up for that kind of stuff. And Axis Bank, don't forget that there is the MSCI rebalancing day. So maybe that's the reason it will be under some pressure. But overall good news for the banks, especially private banks also, and public sector bank. Little bit disappointment on the overall number of recapitalization. But who stops it from coming, giving more money in later part of the year when things are much more clearer? So I think so markets are looking in that sense in a positive manner. The fiscal deficit number has been targeted and has been stuck to, which gives a room for a rate cut in a very aggressive manner. I think so we are all set for maybe a rebound or some kind of a relief rally from what we have been in the last 2 months.
So I'll just take a minute out here because we need to close the markets as well. Just about 30 seconds left. Remember, Dharmesh was speaking about Axis. Let me start off with that. A lot of block deals that have happened today on Axis Bank. And that stock is, of course, amongst the many banking stocks that have been very active today. Axis is down today, but albeit it's a day's move, so to say. Look at the other banks, ICICI Bank, SBI, a lot of other PSU banks as well have traded rather well today. So the banks have given a bit of a shore up to the markets. Had it not been for that, it could have been a dire strait, so to say, in the wake of things. IT has not had a particularly great day, and all of CNX IT stocks are down today. Quickly just mark 3 or 4 names before we get back to our guests. And ONGC stands out in terms of stock movers. That is that one big one. And of course, there is Cairn India, BHEL, and a few other stocks that are also looking slightly wobbly. But Dharmesh, you made a very interesting point. No changes in the cap gains tax, and that's a bit of a relief that has come in for the markets as well. Had it been there, the market could have had a really adverse reaction. So my question to you now is, what now? We haven't had any change in long term, no uptick in service tax. Does this mean the market finds a near-term bottom in place?
I think so, yes. The market will find a near-term bottom in place. And maybe once the global market settle down and people think and, take a longer-term call, you might see people coming back to India because we are in the safe haven amongst the entire global world. And the budget has not done anything to damage that. In fact, it's announced a lot of, steps for the lot of infrastructure names and all the try to push to the power sector. So I think the infra push will definitely kickstart the economy in a little bit manner. And then going forward, what happens to the global world? India will start outperforming the markets for sure. But the big fear and the event risk is behind us now.
Dharmesh, I'm just going to use the video wall again just to establish the story today. And the story today, like as always in every budget, is volatility. Markets, they frown, there's an emotional reaction. Short covering also was, I think, the name of the game today. But the way I would remember, or I think the way market participants would remember Union Budget 2016 is that no news is good news. Finance Minister has done nothing to disturb the setup. In fact, on the contrary, 2 of the biggest fears on fiscal deficit and on the taxation structure, they've got resolved, because nothing negative has come from there. So that, in a sense, is more like a relief rally. And if I just look at the stock positioning right now, all those stocks will just come up on your screen one by one. We are with banks right now because that's the heart of the market. Yes Bank closed at the highest point of the day. HDFC Bank dominated by foreign investors. You want to see foreign banks, you want to see private banks do well, because for me that means that there is an element of institutional buying. State Bank of India started with a lot of promise, but towards the second half, when markets realized the bank recapitalization number will not be all that strong, 25,000 crore, frankly is chicken feed considering what the requirement is. State Bank of India petered out, closed with an uptick of about 2.5%. ONGC and Maruti both have been in the receiving end of the budget. At least for ONGC, the change in duty structure is not that powerful as what markets was anticipating and expecting, and the reaction is immediate. This is a weak stock which had run up in the budget, and now that things have not come as per unexpected lines, the stock has come down. Maruti, while an expensive stock, Maruti needed a reason to correct. The budget has given a reason for Maruti earnings or Maruti sales to get affected. The market reaction was immediate. It was a cut of about 4.5%. So net, Neeraj, if I have to really look at the market pattern today, the market behavior just gives you this feeling that today's market volatility may just act as a market bottom. And you may want to get CK and Sandeep here along with Dharmesh, Neeraj, that typically what I've seen is that for markets to bottom out, you need capitulation, you need some event, and you need some degree of comfort. So that comfort is coming from the budget event. Capitulation, I think, has already happened. And now that globally things are looking up, maybe Indian markets in coming days could catch up. I mean, Feb has been a very poor month for us, Neeraj. We were underperforming because of concerns. Now that those concerns have got allayed, the question is that tomorrow morning will be adjust to global cues.
Quite frankly, I think the verdict was on the wall. 1 day later, 1 week later, it'll be back to earnings, back to the global mood. Quite frankly, good summation out there. But let me get in, just before I get in, Dharmesh Mehta, once again, Sandeep Sabharwal pointed out the flash on the screen as well. The China action, Sandeep.
I think after 2 days of market fall, the Chinese central bank has acted. And I think RBI is likely to act very soon. So I think that itself will contribute to this entire virtuous cycle which could start. So budget was not negative, budget was positive in fact for the markets, and I think the other externalities will play out now. So my guess is I agree with Nikunj, the bottoming could have happened today, and March should be a good month for the markets.
Well, as this cross fingers, but Dharmesh, sorry.
China just cuts the CRR ratio by 50 basis.
Yeah, so
making a setup for India.
That's what I was going to come to you. You just mentioned in your point as well. Yeah. You expect. So, I heard this refrain from a lot of people that post the budget, within the first 7 days, there should be some action by the Reserve Bank because the stage is set, the decks are set for the RBI to be able to do that.
Yeah, and one more important point which is not in the budget and people have forgotten to talk about is the GST. We still have hopes of GST getting through this session, if at all. So if that happens and you have a rate cut, I think so India is an oversold market today, and chances of that rebounding is more. So there are negative points with the global volatility, but there are huge positive points. And with this budget risk over, I think that there are a lot of things that the government can now focus on. Because since last 2 months, the only thing which was talked about was the budget. I think that monkey is off the back. And now you go back to the real things where GST has to be implemented. The execution on the infrastructure side has to be planned and, decided on. And then global volatility, if it settles down, that helps India's case the most. So if you ask me, I'm super bullish post the budget, but it may take some time. But I think so the event risk is out of the way.
Okay, so Dharmesh, just before we thank you, to your mind, aside of course the FISC and a few other things, what was that one standout feature? I mean, a lot of people say that, hey, maybe PSB recap amount could have been a bit higher. Ad valorem didn't come in, so it was a negative for the oil and gas names. And then, of course, the non-sector or stock-specific guys would say that amnesty of 45% is that really large move. We would bring in a gush of liquidity into financial assets and real estate as well.
See, for me, the biggest positive of this budget, that is a realistic budget. We are not sitting here and discussing the X number is not right and this won't be achieved. So basically what Finance Minister has done this time is given you a very realistic budget wherein you're not contradicting the numbers in a big way unless we see something different in the fine print. So that's one big aspect. This whole black money thing, which he's given a choice now, if it comes back, that money can go into the banks again to recapitalize at a later date. So clearly that's an option which he has kept it open for, saying that if he gets more collection than what he expects, and what do you expect of the Finance Minister today when the crude oil, nobody knows what's going to happen. So you have to keep some things under his control if something goes wrong globally. So if he had done a heroic budget or a superheroism budget, and the things wouldn't have turned out in next 3 months, we all would have been pasting him for no reason. So I think so it's better to be conservative in this time area and play it by the year in the next 3 to 6 months, how the economy goes. And based on that, you can take a decision. Suppose what happens, the GST comes through, or rate cut comes through, and clearly India is an oversold market. So you will see foreigners coming back and the domestic guys who actually been exiting the markets, coming back to the markets.
Great. Ramesh, so good having you. Thanks so much for taking the time out and being with us today. Yeah. Okay. CK, let me get a round of closing comments as well. We are holding on around 7,000. Our fundamental experts do believe that maybe there is a case for the market having bottomed out at these levels, 7,000 in and around. What do the charts suggest?
I think if you look at the charts, they are suggesting something similar. Now, whether that level is the 68.30 level that we saw today morning or maybe another 100 points below from here, I think if you look at it from either a technical or a fundamental perspective, you are definitely trading near lower levels, and it's only a question of when rather than if that the market bottoms out. And from a technical standpoint, what you really need to see is some sort of a follow through on the buy action. Today we had quite substantial buy action from the lows at 68.30. Now maybe the market has peeled back a little because everybody is waiting to read the fine print. They may read it tonight, and then maybe we'll be back in action tomorrow. That remains to be seen. But if you do see follow-through buying coming in tomorrow, day after, I think one should have no hesitation in going ahead and buying this market. So the downside seems limited. The upside, nobody is ready for, nobody is positioned for. So I think upside should be quite large.
Okay, I think the finance minister will start addressing the media in just moments from now. Mitesh, I still have time for maybe a quick comment from you, Mitesh. What would your trading approach be?
Yeah, it's very simple. Get past 7,100 and I think I would turn a buyer. Till then, I think it's a no man's land. I'm still not convinced of a reversal is yet because a lot of stocks are still showing downward trend. But I think above 7,100, I think the short covering or buying should be stronger in the short term, and we would have had a trading low.
Okay, and Sandeep Sabharwal, we've heard almost everything from the FM. Any clarities that you would want on?
Not really. I think this was not a obfuscating budget. I think things were spelled out quite clearly, and there's no devil in the fine print as I see it. So I guess it's more explanatory thing. So nothing much to come out from.
Nothing much to come out from. Maybe the markets have formed a bit of a bottom at these levels. Do watch out for specific names, and largely a rural-oriented budget. So something that could give a lot of fillip to earnings of some specific companies as well. Actually, just before we start hearing the FM speak, Sandeep Sabharwal, I didn't quite ask you this question. Aside of course, what happened to ONGC and a few others, what about banks? Because the recap amount may have been low, but he did mention something similar to what the rail minister was saying, that select subsidiaries of insurance or PSU subsidiaries, insurance subsidiaries could well be listed as well at some point of time, clearly paving the way for some more asset sales, innovative ways of funding, as small as they may be.
Yeah, I think that was there, and then this today's news was there about public board being set under Mr. Vinod Rai. So that was also taken positively by the markets. And to that extent...
Okay, Sandeep, sorry, but we'll have to cut across.
So they've been working overtime on all the budget proposal. So I'm first going to request each one of them to make a very brief comment in relation to